Hello out there. This is Heavy Monte, and welcome to the Heavy Monte's Sunday show, morning show. Now in America, I want to talk a little bit about the Republican Party, and a little bit of history. And I want to keep going, and I want to talk about race because people don't talk about race. But I want to say something to all you Republican voters out there. Okay, they are telling you that the white race is being hurt, America, and that the white people, which I have said before, don't exist. What has happened? The evil people, the Republican Party, has cobbled together some people to create the so-called white race, starting with Clarence Thomas, Brian Scott. Okay, these people are white people. You see what I'm trying to say? They're part of the white group. You know, whiteness is not a color. Okay, whiteness is an ideology saying that we are superior. Now, if you go back in your history books, and we're going to talk about the Electoral College, the state of Virginia had all of the money. And they said that, but they didn't have all the votes, enough votes to do stuff. But they had the money. And they said, let's create the system, okay? The system of the Electoral College to give everybody power. That's why it was created back then, okay? So what happens, and Virginia had a lot of slaves back then too, see? And they had the power, the money to keep everything together. And what's ironic, they're doing the same damn thing to California as they did to Virginia. California is paying money, to these red states that are controlled by Robert E. Lee, okay? Governors, type governors. You see what I'm saying? Saying America. So this white race, so-called white race, is made up of black people. This white race is made up of Hispanic people. Huh? This white race is made up of Cubans. This white race is made up of all kinds of different colors of people. Italians, you know, they're not white. They were considered white. Even the Irish. They treated the Irish like shit when they came over here, America. You see what I'm saying? But all of a sudden, they all banded together. They think to survive against slaves. They had to create a system, in the South, to keep black people down. But black people were used, okay, as a tool to keep the so-called white people down. I said it yesterday. I said to you, the billionaires and the American government and the people in control, okay, are saying Donald Trump, all right? They're saying we got to give these white people a reason not to have health care. We have to give them a reason not to have the government take care of them properly. You see, because the white people are saying that the government is not for all. You see, the government is for them. You know, that's why what Donald Trump is doing what he's doing. Donald Trump is the reincarnation of Adolf Hitler. And that whole staff that he has, that cabinet, should be in freaking jail. Huh? The, when do you allow a president, huh, to work for himself and do nothing for the American people? They are constantly attacking us and using our own people to attack us. So America, Heavy Monty is here this morning to declare that there is nothing but Americans here in this country. Get rid of that goddamn on white black shit. Huh? How long are you gonna play the race card, huh? And what makes it so bad in America is that the majority is not ruling. We are being ruled by crooks, domestic terrorists. America. Our AG with Pam Bondi with her lips dripping with lies. Huh? Cash Patel, he's the FBI agent. I mean, director. All they're here to protect Donald Trump. We need to protect the American people. You understand? And we are one people. You understand? We are not playing that race card anymore. And we're not going to allow them to do it. We're going to vote out every Republican up and down the ballot. Now, in America, Heavy don't need to tell you what the Republican Party is. You can see for yourself. You can see farmer. He took your farm. Hmm? You can see women. They're taking your life. Huh? You can see people of color, black, white, whatever it is, whatever color you call yourself. Okay? You can see how they are trying to separate me and you to keep our eyes off the ball. And the ball is the billionaires and Donald Trump is working with Russia, huh? And working with everybody to destroy our country. Huh? Now, and they said, it's written down in Project 2025, which will be used in court to lock these bastards up. I said yesterday, they're traitors, treason. They said, and we allow it. Now, I'll tell you what, go back and study the Black Panther Party. Huh? And when they were out there trying to, do things for blacks, they assassinated and shot our leaders. You understand? They were on the news. They wrote a crime bill to destroy the black race, the black males. The same damn thing they're doing to the white males now. But they, put them in jail, giving them guns, telling them to go out there, and commit suicide. You know what I'm saying? So you go on top of a building and shoot at the president, they say. Huh? Nobody can hurt you. We'll pardon you. And the boy gets his head blown off, and he had nothing about it. They sacrifice these young white kids. That's the reason why they buy them, these weapons. You see what I'm trying to say? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I've met a lot of young white males, and they're really in trouble. I'm telling you, they got to dumb them boys down. You understand? From birth. Dumb their children down. Telling them that they don't need an education, you know, and using them as props, like Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk. I talk bad about Charlie Kirk, but I'm going to talk a little bit good about Charlie Kirk this morning. Here you have this 18-year-old kid who they took and brainwashed, and he goes on campuses antagonizing people. And the party that hate the Jewish people are out there telling the American people that they love Jews, and they have destroyed the Jewish race. They're destroying Israel. Huh? You know? Israel, I feel sorry for the people of Israel, because I know the people of Israel don't back Netanyahu, I hope. He's a terrorist, and he needs to be put in prison. And he'll get his. He needs to be in front of the Hague, right along with Donald Trump, because Donald Trump has committed mass murder on a worldwide scale, and he has killed and slaughtered Americans during COVID. Tell you to put bleach up your ass. You know what I'm saying? And go after his own freaking people. Fauci and those people works for him. You know what I'm trying to say? The buck stopped with him, but he takes responsibility for shit, for nothing, because he's a crook and a criminal. Huh? And the lowest form of humanity, immoral. He brought the country, the greatest country, to its knees. And that Republican Party, that is an awful, awful party. You pay those bastards $178,000 a year in the South to do nothing, to sit at home and cover up for a criminal. You see, a criminal. Huh? What is more lower than grabbing a woman by the private parts? See, the people who voted for Donald Trump, the 77 million people, are deplorable pigs. And they are plenty of space in hell for your ass. Huh? See, talk to your God, this God that you say. Huh? You understand? And ask him this morning, should you have followed Donald Trump? A pedophile, they say. Somebody sleeping with 12-year-old children, they say. Huh? Somebody who married an immigrant who they say is a fucking whore. You know what I'm saying? Used to be a whore, in Amsterdam, and hold her up and say this is the first lady of the United States. She's a good immigrant for us. But the guy who's picking the peppers in the field and picking vegetables and shit and feeding our freaking people isn't worth a damn. You send them, they're so bad. What's worse than a fucking whore? Huh? You understand? You think you should hold a whore up, and say, look, I'm not saying she's a whore. Okay? I'm just saying a whore in general. Okay? So they don't have to come at me with any bullshit this morning because Heavy got freedom of fucking speech. Huh? They say she used to be a registered whore in Amsterdam. You understand? And they're saying, and that's a criminal to me. I don't know. He grabs pussy and they say she sells pussy. America. You know, And it might not be true. I don't know. But that's what people are saying. You know, huh? A registered sex worker in Amsterdam is our freaking first lady, if that's true, and going around telling people that she wants to save the children in Russia when her husband, they say, is fucking children. Excuse my language. Huh? Huh? America? Because there is a God. And this God has exposed those 77 million bastards as fucking racists and misogynists and creeps, huh? And domestic terrorists. And they're walking around. Your ass will burn in hell. You better change. You better subscribe to the Heavy Monte YouTube channel, or you fucking maggots, so you can learn some shit and learn that you are backing up a domestic terrorist. Now, Heavy's going to keep the Sunday show short, okay? I'm going to tell you why. I'm keeping the Sunday show short because I want you to see this video. And I want you to continue the subscription drive for Heavy Monte. Heavy Monte is on a subscription drive. People are subscribing to my 30 people, just in the last 2 days. Have subscribed. So keep on subscribing and get my voice out there. Okay? In America, I just want to say something. I want to say that don't vote for any Republicans nowhere. You understand? They're crazy. Huh? They have nothing to offer you and me. This is our country. We're taking it back. And what we want to do, we want to the Republican Party, along with Fox News and all those crooks, will go down in history as domestic terrorists. That's right, the enemy of God. And they will burn in hell. They can lie to you, but they cannot lie to God. Understand? That is the Sunday message. I want to know. I want to know what the angels say when they go to heaven, because they believe in this stuff. You know what I'm trying to say. Oh, excuse me. I want to know what the angels are going to say. Why did you knowingly vote for somebody you know a fucker is a Russian spy? Hmm? You know it. You feel it in your heart. Huh? The man is a despicable human being. Okay? He is a walking dead. You understand? And the angel of death will come one day. Naturally. Don't hurt this bastard. Let this motherfucker live as long as he can. And hold him up and show the world what a stinking low-down dog the Republican Party is. Their leader is a convict and a pedophile, in my opinion. Huh? The lowest form of humanity. Huh? A man with low hygiene. They say he stinks like shit. Huh? Because when you expose a political party, okay, to the people, if you're God, you show them the worst of them. And Donald Trump is the worst. Now I'm gonna go down the list. Cash Patel, Pam Bondi, the CIA chief. They say he's a fucking traitor. You know what I'm saying? Radcliffe is fucking damn. They say. You know what I'm saying? Go down the list. Not one person that Donald Trump assigned to that cabinet has any kind of fucking morals and any kind of respect for the American people. They work for Donald Trump. The House and Senate Republicans work for Donald Trump. That governor that you have in your state that's a Republican, especially that asshole in South Carolina, he's a reincarnation of Robert E. Lee. And that son of a bitch in Virginia. Look at him, the governor in Virginia. Huh? Piece of shit. Huh? You understand? There is not one decent Republican governor in the fucking country. That's right. Get them out. Get rid of them. We're going after them. Huh? We're going after the House and the Senate. And if you're a Republican in a red state and they gerrymander your district, you're a goddamn fool. If you vote for a Republican, because he already told you. He said he don't need your vote. He's Project 2025. He said he's going to gerrymander and think for you. You see what I'm saying, right? Yeah, yeah. So this is why Heavy Monte is so happy. I'm happy because I see the downfall of the Republican Party. I see us being able to get some shit done. Healthcare for all. I'm building our nation. And I'll say this to you again. Fuck those red states. They're fucked up. Huh? It's their responsibility and their governor responsibility and the people responsibility to vote. You understand? For people who take care of them. Not people who down there telling them, you got a small town. You see what I'm trying to say? On one hand, we got state rights. On the other hand, the federal government got all the rights. Sad America. Sad. Donald Trump and Fox News have spent a lot of time dumbing down and creating these people and to vote for them. They're some stupid, ignorant, low down motherfuckers. Huh? Dumb. I don't even talk to them no more. You can tell they're dumb. And when you talk to these baggers, they go, "Oh yeah, Donald Trump is good." Come on, a rapist, a convict, huh? The press and everybody out there, who is supporting on him are bad, and he's the only good thing. You know why? Because you've been blinded. Okay, and the Bible talks about that shit stuff. It talks about, you know, how evil will become good. Okay, and that's what's happening in America right now. They're telling you that Charlie Kirk, a scumbag and a pig, tell me they want to have a holiday for this motherfucker. You might as well have a holiday for Adolf fucking Hitler. You know what I'm saying? Now, in closing, Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu was telling people that you know, they want a Nobel Peace Prize for Donald Trump. A motherfucker that massacred his own fucking people right here in America during COVID. A son of a bitch that killed all those people in Gaza, right? God's people, huh? A person that had destroyed Israel's right to fucking exist. Not by me. I think they have the right to exist. Okay, understand? They said it. They said the Palestinians don't have a right to exist, and Israel said mean that we don't have a right to exist. Okay, and let's make it clear: all people have a right to exist. But do you think Israel have a right to exist to go over into a Muslim nation with all these fucking weapons? You know what I'm saying? And America build this country up, and they can fucking kill people, and they have a fucking atomic bomb, and they're crazy over there. They don't give a fuck about the Muslim life. They will slaughter a Muslim and kill him just in the sleep. You see what I'm saying? That's what we have over there. And that's the history of Israel. And now they're saying that that deal of Gaza, has fell through. No, because Netanyahu have done it. Nobody can live in that shit. It could take years, to clean up the munitions. You people ought to see what they've done to that place. And one day, and we're all going to see it, the same thing's going to happen to Israel. Okay? There's no way the hell they can survive with all the people around them. And Saudi Arabia don't like Israel. No Muslims like Israel after what the fuck they did to those Palestinians. Huh? America shouldn't give them shit. We should. For what? They already killed every fucking body. You know what I'm saying? You know? Stop giving those bastards weapons to kill God's people. Because that's all they're killing. They ain't killing, no army. They're blowing up fucking hospitals and shit. You know? He and Trump said they're going to build, apartments on that land. And you people in Dearborn ought to be ashamed of your goddamn self. You understand? You know, and I hadn't decided yet who I'm going to support for and endorse for governor and senator here in America. It'll be a liberal, it'll be a Democrat, but I'm telling you what, you know, the long we remember in Dearborn, you Muslims, Donald Trump said that they should not have any, you understand, large areas of Muslims. They coming for y'all ass right in Dearborn. I bet you he's in the fucking National Guards in Dearborn. You understand? Because in Detroit, you see what I'm trying to say? A couple hundred, you know, like a couple hundred National Guard people can do any goddamn thing. That's just a fair fucking tactics. You understand what I'm saying? You don't get a bunch of people fucking killed, but hold back. Don't do shit. Don't just vote, register, you know what I'm saying, and don't get yourself in any trouble, America. Take it from Heavy Monte. These people are dogs, you know. They're going around talking about putting people in jail, James Comey. You know what I'm saying? playing games like that in America. They are really fucked up. Anyway, this is Heavy Monte for the Heavy Monte Sunday Show saying please subscribe to to my YouTube channel. We're going for 1,000 subscribers. I need all the help I can get, America, because I am the voice, the progressive voice. And I'm having a lot of goddamn fun. But I'll tell you what, we got these bastards. We got them. Don't vote for them. Don't vote for them. And if you are a maggot, you ain't got to say a maggot. Huh? Sometimes, America, people fool you. People lie to you. I've been lied to before. You've been lied to before, But Donald Trump hasn't done anything that he said, he was going to do. You know why? Because Donald Trump is trying to keep himself out of jail. You know, he's trying to do it. But America, I don't see it. Either jail or he's going to die of natural causes, because his mission is over with. God has used him to show America and the world who the fuck we are. Huh? You see what I'm trying to say? Who we are. We put racism over our country. We say that the white man who ain't white is getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? Is getting hurt. Seriously, that's a freaking lie. You understand? And everybody should know it. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm a black man. I've been black a long time. Black people ain't fucking around. We are trying to live. You know what I'm saying? We don't have any damn time to be worrying about slavery because we've never been slaves. None of us living today. We have an opportunity as black people to build our race and to pump the money into our race. Huh? Even though, you know, the so-called white man don't want us to succeed because he's saying if they succeed, we won't be able to bullshit and lie to these other poor white people starving and shit in Alabama. You know what I'm saying? All these red state poor as shit, you know. In California, $81 billion they're paying to these stupid son of bitches down there because the so-called Donald Trump is telling them that don't come to a small town. Well, don't take our fucking money in a small town. You understand? Now, I drove through some of these small towns. I do all the time. I didn't see no fucking cell phone towers. You lose your cell phone and shit. Donald Trump come to town and shit. Signal. Cell phone signal. Donald Trump come to town and shit and tell these dumbass people, that he's God. And they vote for him. Let's do motherfuckers. Well, anyway, this is Heavy Monte for the Heavy Monte podcast and the Heavy Monte Sunday Show saying continue subscribing to the Heavy Monte YouTube channel. And don't be afraid. They are afraid. Donald Trump's scared. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about he wants to go to heaven. He needs the Nobel Peace Prize so he can give it to the angel. Boy, I tell you what, I hope everybody that's making a decision in heaven are black. Because, see, let me explain something to you. God can be anything to you, okay? You see what I'm saying? That's the reason why I don't play. God can be white. I don't know. So I can't be racist. I can't go up there and say, okay, God, you white. Send me to hell. You know what I'm trying to tell you? But I bet you this. I guarantee you, if God is black, them racists will go to hell first. And that's where they're at right now. You see? Because they're racist. All right, America. Have a great day and enjoy the Heavy Monte show and enjoy your life. Okay? And laugh. Okay? Laugh at these bastards. Huh? And do your freaking research. Now, watch Fox News. And that'll tell you you won't be voting for no Republican after you watch that shit. All right, have a great day and subscribe to the Heavy Monte